Bam! We are live. Hi, my dibble. Hello, hello, hello. Well, dibble, I don't know how you got rope-a-doped into that either, but I can tell you that from someone who doesn't have anybody to take them to appointments, I'm sure he very much appreciates your help. And I mean, just be honest with him. If you can't do it, then tell him you can't do it. If he makes appointments and then just lets you know when the appointment is, then that's kind of rude. Whenever I had to make appointments, I always said, hold on. I would tell them, well, I'll take that appointment, but I have to let my ride know and make sure that they're clear to be able to bring me there. And then I double check with Issa, and you know, or if she was the one that was supposed to be coming in to get me, I'd be like, well, I have to consult my driver first. I would never just make appointments and then expect her to be able to, drop everything and be like, okay, on that day, blah blah blah. You will take me to my appointment. No. Hey, TG. Not great, TG. Not great, but I'm hanging in there. Yeah, see, that's not right. When you're depending on somebody else to give you a ride, it's good to ask them if they can give you a ride to your appointment if you're available. You don't just make the appointment and then go, oh well, I have an appointment, so I expect you to be here at da 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 time. That's kind of fucking rude. Kind of very fucking rude. Now I finally fell asleep, and my alarm went off for me to get up to come to get the show started. And I was listening to my alarm going, no, I don't want to get up. I just fell asleep. And then I was like, oh shit, it's for my own show. I should probably get up. Oh, he has dementia. Yeah. See, that makes it difficult. I have not really slept more than 30 minutes at any one time since like last Thursday. It's like I sleep 30 minutes, I wake up. I'm up for an hour or two if I'm lucky. I sleep 30 minutes, I'm up. I'm so fucking tired. My mom did not come today. Dibble, I don't know if you saw me put that in Victoria's chat this morning because she had to go pick up my granddaughter who from school because my granddaughter was puking. So, pukey child. She's supposed to come tomorrow, hopefully. A couple of days ago, it was my grandson. My mom personally thinks that at least one of them is faking it, but she said that my grandson was throwing up when he got home. So I don't know. He's been sick a lot lately. So if she's able to come tomorrow, then I will get my shipping done. Tell you, fucking kids get interfere with everything, man. But yeah. was a little disappointing too because I was looking forward to chicken pot pot, but it's all right. I haven't eaten that much either. I'm just so tired. I can't breathe. My lungs do not like this vape thing. Right now, it's a fucking mess. But mostly I'm tired. Yeah, I will. I need to do another sale soon too. My camera wasn't working. I can't sell if I can't fucking breathe. Ugh, I'm a mess. Although I did get permission to sell that big ass space TV, um, because I got to see my godson yesterday. Um, Once again, I had just fallen asleep and my phone rang, and Issa was like, "How quickly can you get to the door?" And I'm sitting there like, uh, "Why?" I'm like, yeah. And she goes, "Well, because I'm here and Talon wants to see you." And I'm like, "Oh shit!" So through back spasms and everything else, I got in the wheelchair, got out there. He was head to toe football gear, even had his little helmet on. Oh my god, he looks so cute. And I was able to give my godson a hug. Finally, I was so happy. Although he had padding on, so I couldn't squish him because that shit hurts. But I did get to talk to him for a little while, and was talking about something I mentioned to Issa. I was like, "Yeah, I still get the space TV in there," and she goes, "Junior was supposed to pay me for that." I was like, "Yeah, good luck with that. Um, he's not gonna buy that TV." And she's like, "I could have sold that." I was like, "Yeah, me too." I was like, a ton of people were telling me I should just sell it because I need the money, and I told them I couldn't because it's not mine. And she looked at me for a minute. She goes, "You know what?" She goes, "I want you to sell it. Go ahead and sell it and use the money to help you." She goes, "I'm financially fine right now, and you're not." So she uh she basically gave me a giant. It's like a 72-inch TV. It's an LG. She's like, "It's worth $2,000." I'm like, "Yes, that TV's not worth $2,000." She goes, "Well, that's what I paid for it." I'm like, "Yeah, because you rented it from Aaron's." So you paid 3 times what the fucking thing was worth. But it is, I mean, it's what, 4 or 5 years old, but perfect condition, and should be able to get a good $400 for it. I don't know. I have to do comps on it. Of course, it has to be local, and I don't really want strangers showing up here. So I'm gonna ask Donnie if he knows anybody, or if he can ask around, knows anybody that wants to buy one. Merry Christmas, you know. Then I can give the money, most of the money, to my mom and towards food, stuff like that. That would be nice. That would be nice. So it was very nice of her to do that. Yeah, I went in there last night. Luckily, it's turned around, so the back of it is facing out, because it's up on my desk. So I was able to take a picture of the numbers and everything, so I can comp it and see what it's worth now. I did look up in general, looked up 72-inch TVs at Walmart, and the LGs were going for like 600, 5 or 600. So yeah. Well, refresh, Dibble. I was having problems today with my. Well, I'm still having problems today with my YouTube. When I go into like a live, the chat thing is supposed to be on the side on my laptop, but all of a sudden it was underneath the video, and I'm like, what the hell? So I did the control and then the minus button to make it smaller so everything would fit, and then the chat was so tiny I could barely read it. I'm like, what the hell's going on? So I don't know, but my YouTube is all fucked up. Entertain this. What do you think? I'm here to fucking amuse you? Seriously? Think that's my fucking job? Get out of here. If you hear a giant thud, it's because I passed out. Who the heel? Can't talk in the damn chat. You just did. What? Weirdo. Yeah. Hey, Bobby. There's actually only 8 people here. It's kind of strange. Somebody doing something interesting on YouTube that nobody told me about? Let's see. Cajun's on. He's always on. Oh, Irene and Leo's still on. You know, I don't have anything utterly fascinating or anything going on. I was watching a video. It is touring the most expensive house in the United States. TG, you're always eating. You and Wendy, man, I'm surprised there's any damn food left in the UK. Yeah, I love watching videos on tours and stuff on different things. Like, well, Bobby, go right ahead and rant. Tours of like mansions or tiny homes or RVs, like the new luxury fifth wheels and shit like that. I love going on tours of that shit. And I'm like, that would have been nice. I can't do any of it now. Watched a few on really expensive yachts. That was nice. Houseboats, things like that. But this place is something like $235 or $236 million is what it's up for sale right now. They're gonna do an auction or some shit. Oh, really? Mine too. This thing is like it's a fucking museum. It's not a house. It's just massive. I mean, it's got a 50-car underground garage and its own nightclub and a bowling alley. I'm like, what the fuck? Yeah. Unreal. But it's got like 25-foot ceilings. It's like huge. I'm like, there's no cozy spaces. There's no, I wouldn't even want to pay the heating bill for that because it's in LA, so I guess you wouldn't have one. But I'm like, why? I was like, shit, I'd have to make a crap ton of friends in order to utilize all that space. Of course, I suppose if I could afford that house, friends would be volunteering to be friends with me. You know? Bobby, are you paralleling my life or something? Because everything you're saying could have been coming out of my mouth. Yeah, well, I mean, it's a huge mansion. I mean, it's just gigantic, and it sits on top of a mountain. Like they cleared off the top of a mountain in order to put it there. And I mean, the driveway alone is like 4 miles long or something. It's crazy. It just doesn't look like something that I mean, I'd be afraid to put something down in it, and you definitely have to hire help to clean it because there's no way. I mean, Al, you'd need like a freaking golf cart inside the house to get from one place to the other. Good note, it does have an elevator. Yeah, my son was streaming the other day. I don't know if I told y'all. The title of his live stream was first time streaming from the PS5. I'm like, well, Merry Christmas to you. Thanks for keeping your word for helping your mom. But you can afford a game system. And if I said anything to him, he'd be like, oh, it's not mine, it's Detector's, or I got it really cheap. Yeah, okay, whatever. Yeah, I haven't seen mine in 4 or 5 months. He doesn't help me at all. He was the one thing he was still helping with was getting my rent off my card. And then, the car broke down and now they have another car, but it's acting up and yeah. So I had to ask my mom to do it for me and she gets so nervous going to get my money. Although she had no problem at her bank. So that's what we're going to do from now on is the Wednesday before I'm due to get my money, she's going to take my card and get it from her bank. Yeah. My son built up resentments in his head and he can't get past them. I don't know. I don't. I mean, he moved back in here after John died to help out. He said financially and like if we needed heavy shit lifted or whatever, which okay. But then Issa bailed on me. So I mean, when you have 3 people that are sharing expenses and one of them bails, then it's common sense that you would then split the financial responsibilities of the house. But when I told him that his part of the expenses went up, he threw a fit. Said that's not what he agreed to. I'm like, well, I didn't agree to losing my leg and having John die and Issa bail on me. So we don't always get what we want, but that's how it is. For months, he wouldn't pay his part. I'm on disability. I don't have the money to be able to cover his ass too, but I had to cover the difference. So I was out like 60, $70 more every month. And he just built up resentment saying he wasn't a caretaker, but he didn't do much taking care of. Wow, he put the dog out and fed her, gave the cats water, cats and dog water, made 1 meal a day for me. Anyway, he made more than that for him, but I got 1 meal a day. Yeah, he was hugely helpful. So, and he had people move in here that traumatized the shit out of all of us. Yeah. So, how old is he, Bobby? Mine's 28. Mine just turned 28 in July. I mean, my son and I talk okay, but asking him for anything is pointless. His whole, hey, I'd never let you go homeless or blah, blah, blah. Yeah, he needs to get over that shit. Tell him if he's still pissed off, he can go find a tree. Get it out of his system. It's ridiculous. I mean, literally in my messages after my son said that I was money grubbing and all I gave a damn about was money. Well, I'm sorry. I'm in a very vulnerable position. So yes, I am very concerned about finances and rent and things like that. Um, he said that he would help me out every month after he moved out. Hey, Carol. And he put in that there for you for life. Really? Wow, I didn't know life ended because you're not there for me now, are you? But enjoy your PS5. Yeah, but we're able to have a conversation as long as I don't bring up anything that makes them uncomfortable. I'm like, okay. Last time we had a conversation, and it's always in Messenger. I mean, I don't actually literally talk to him. It's always in Messenger. But last time I talked to him was August 25th, and that was about the clothes that he wanted for Christmas from my mom. He did send me something Tuesday, 3:45 in the afternoon. He sent me a picture of a urinal. Said apparently from work. Said glad we got new toilet cakes. Urinals didn't taste the same without them. I'm like, well, thanks for sharing. So yeah, I don't know. My kid's weird. I didn't reply to that. I'm like, there's nothing for me to say to that. I agree, Dibble. My son actually, when after Issa moved out, it wasn't. It was maybe 2 or 3 weeks after Issa moved out. Said, don't you think maybe you should move to a home? Wow. Okay. Yeah, made me feel loved. I can tell you. Wouldn't be able to have Simi. Wouldn't be able to have either of the cats. Wouldn't be able to have any of my jewelry stuff. I mean, there's just they put you in those assisted living places, and there's no room in them for anything. So yeah, let me sign up for that. Plus, I can't afford it. They would take all of my disability. I mean, I'd have like nothing to live on, and my insurance doesn't cover it. So the cost past what is covered would take up the rest of my money. I would have nothing. I mean, it would just be like living here, except I wouldn't have my dog or my cats or any of my stuff. Like, yeah. Sometimes you got to do that, Bobby. I don't know. I'd be screwed if I had to move out of here because my mom definitely couldn't help me. She's 90. Yep. I mean, the cheapest I looked into the disabled living places, and the cheapest one, which is in the worst neighborhood and has the worst reputation, was 1,600 a month. Um, Insurance only covers a part of that, and I only get 800, like a little over $800 a month. So, yeah, screwed. My husband's friend is scraping. Oh, are you guys painting? No. Yeah, I don't know what it is about younger generations. Most of them. I mean, my kids were raised to take care of family. I mean, that's how I raised them for the time that I had them. But it seems like once they were out of my sight, like because my kids, both my younger two ended up in foster care. My oldest was with my parents from when she was 3, but it seems that once they were out of my sight or grasp or whatever, they just lost all sense of everything. I mean, I don't get it. I was raised, you help family. And John used to emphasize that you help family. None of my kids have that sense of family, that you're there for your family. Although my son will use the line if he needs help. When he was out of work and couldn't afford anything, and I floated his half, family's there for each other, and I shouldn't need to get paid back. Oh, what? Yeah. Ooh, Carol, that's rough. I hope he pulls through it okay, and then they get it all. Yeah, I mean the 2 months, 2 months that my son was, 2 or 3 months that my son was out of work. I mean, I floated all his half of the expenses. I did not have the money to do that and be able to do anything for myself. And yet, when I asked him, when are you going to start paying me back the money that you owe me? He threw a fit. You know that family is supposed to be there to help family when they need it, and I shouldn't need to be paid back, and I shouldn't have expected it. Yet, when he's like, "Well, I'm out of work, so if you can float me, I'll repay you," kind of indicates that he'd repay me, right? Until it's not convenient. Not to mention the 200 and something dollars that he was short a few months before that. Like 2 months in a row, he was short like $100, 150. So he said, I'll pay you back, and da da da. Yeah. So I don't know. They just don't have a sense of actual family. I don't get it. I don't get it. I hate apartments. I absolutely hate apartments. I hate living on top of or right next to somebody. I don't people well at all. I can't stand it because you can only keep your, my blocks up so long, and then all the emotions from everybody that's living too close to me starts crowding me, and I end up having anxiety attacks because my system can't handle the emotional overload. I do not like apartments at all. Well, that's cool, Debbie. Yeah, I've lived in houses and I've lived in apartments, and I absolutely hated the apartments. Hated them. I mean, we had people with kids. Kids would run up and down the hallways. They People above us had, I don't know what the hell they were doing, but they were making noise 24/7. It just, and then just overloaded. Yeah, I do not like them. I'd have to be medicated to live in an apartment. Speaking of which, I uh I went to watch Kathy's video the other night when she released it, and first ad that popped up was for cannabis, and I'm like, wow, isn't that irony? Fucking weed commercial. Oh, I thought that was funny. Sorry, just thought of that. And I thought to myself, isn't it ironic? Yeah, poking smut. I can't believe Victoria kept saying anal lizard this morning. I'm like, okay, if you have an anal lizard, you need to go to the doctor because lizards don't belong there. Anal lizard. God. Yeah, the ones with the seats are bigger. I use the one that because I have one that was John's, and I use it for transporting stuff. Yeah, it's still illegal here too, Carol. If I have to move something like a box that's kind of heavy from one place to the other, I'll get the walker with the seat. I'll put the box on the seat and I'll just wheel it because I mean I'm in a wheelchair. How am I going to move a box, right? So I'll put it on the walker and push it or pull it to where I need it. I mean, it's still a pain in the ass because I'm still trying to use the wheelchair with one hand while pulling or pushing the walker. But you know, if I really need a box moved, then that's how I move things. Yeah. I don't know. I haven't smoked weed in what was it 2022? 22 years. Yeah. Last time I smoked was when I was still living in Massachusetts. And it wasn't all that great. Yeah, I had to use John's when I lived at the other house with my son, and I was having the breathing problems and stuff because I had the fluid retention, and I didn't know that I had congestive heart failure and all that. And I would take a couple of steps and I couldn't breathe. So, um, yeah, they have all different strains and stuff of it now, Debbie. I'd have to lean against the wall. I couldn't even, I couldn't even cook ramen noodles without being out of breath. I couldn't stand there long enough for the 3 minutes or 2 minutes for them to cook. It was terrible. So I ended up having to use the walker. Heard it on the street. Yeah, I'm sure you did. No, not really, Carol. I still haven't gotten much sleep. I don't. I get 30 minutes of sleep, roughly. A little more, a little less, and then I'm awake. I haven't still having problems breathing. Which, of course, if you don't get the correct oxygen in your body, you have no energy, no strength. I've fallen a couple of times since Thursday, although it was luckily when I was transferring back onto my bed, so I was able to kind of fall onto the bed instead of on the floor, which is good. Because if I fall on the floor, I'm not getting back up. So I have no energy. I have no strength. I can barely get out to get the dog outside. Um, and she sits there and looks at me like, "Why are you taking so long? Hurry up!" And I'm just like, "Shut up! I'm going as fast as I can." Yeah, yeah. So ironically, I was okay when I had the cigarettes, and as soon as I had to use the vape, my lungs started going, "Nope." So that's what I've been using since Thursday, and I haven't slept since Thursday. Mm. I'm not calling 911. What the fuck? The hell, Dibble? I mean, I'd call 911 if I fell on the floor. I'm not calling go get fluids. I've been drinking fluids. What are you talking about? I'm not going to the hospital for nothing. And I don't call 911 unless there's an emergency. There isn't. Don't be an extremist, Dibble. But that's extremist. I don't need 911. 911 is when like, you're losing consciousness or you've fallen and you can't get up. or you're bleeding profusely from somewhere that's not natural, or you're breathing to the point, not breathing to the point of passing out. I'm not at that stage, just uncomfortable. Besides, I'd have no way to get home from the hospital, so that's kind of pointless. My animals would die. There'd be nobody to take care of them. Or, yeah. And that's pronounced two different ways. I found that out when I was looking up the pronunciation. They're either called anole lizards or they're called anole. I've always called them anole, but I definitely have never called them anal. Go eat something, Bobby. I ate yesterday. I didn't really feel like eating, but I forced myself to be out there and heat up some stuff. Too many times people call those anoles, they call them chameleons or geckos, and they're not. Drives me nuts. Yeah, I lived in Florida for a year. I never saw a gecko. I saw a crap ton of anoles. Never saw a gecko. Never saw a gator. Make a video on what? Scarlet being bloated? Don't nobody want to see that. Oh, they have them in Florida. I looked it up. They do have geckos in Florida. I've just never seen one when I was there. Geckos live all over the place. Mostly tropical or really warm areas. But yeah, they do have them. They have geckos in Arizona, Nevada, Texas, deserty places, California, apparently Florida. But all I ever saw was anoles. And they do change color. You know what I had on my porch like 3 or 4 days ago? I had a jewel lizard on my porch. I was like, I don't know, cats must be slacking these days. And I don't see many lizards around here because I live in Catopia and they eat them all. But yeah, little jewel lizard was running up my deck. I'm like, hello, up my ramp. It's like if I were you, I'd go on the underside to travel around because the cats will get you. It's very rare. Cannoli? No, you eat those. Those are yummy. We used to have all kinds of lizards when we lived out in the boonies, but lizards and tree frogs and snakes and turtles, all kinds of stuff. But here in the city line, within city limits, we don't really get too much because there's just too. I mean, it doesn't look it, but at any given time, there's at least 20 cats in my area. So, I mean, you wouldn't know it to just look outside. You'll see like maybe 3 or 4 wandering around. Yeah, let that lady over there go, Miss May. Let her go over there and shake that container she uses to feed them, and cats teleport to her house. There'll be like 50 of them over there. It's amazing. I'm telling you, Catopia. And they just keep having babies. So, on a good note, we don't have a rodent problem. But I also don't get to see the little lizards. Yeah. Oh, these are wild cats, all right. They're feral and they go wherever they want to. And do whatever they want. But you won't see them. She'll go out there with that bucket, and the next thing you know, there's 50 cats out there. Like they just teleported to where she is. I'm like, holy shit. Yeah. And good Lord help you if you have her cats on your porch. Oh my God. I still can't believe she accused us of stealing her cats. And they're not hers, they're wild feral cats that she feeds. But she claims all of them, they're all hers. I'm like, maybe you should take care of that little dog you got in the backyard there. Um, but one of the mama cats went on, it was like 6 years ago or so. One of the mama cats brought her kittens, and they were only like 3 or 4 weeks old. Brought her kittens up onto my porch. Um, and Issa put food up there. I'm like, don't do that. Seriously, the cat will never go away. Her babies will never go away. Stop that. Um, and the next thing I know, I have this little old black lady in my yard yelling at me for stealing her cats. I'm like, what are you talking about? The mama cat brought them over here. She goes, you stole my cats. I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, take them. I had Issa help carry the kittens back over to the woman's house. The mama cat following the whole time, meowing her ass off because, hello, then they were stealing her kittens. The next day, she had brought them all back over onto my porch. I'm like, fuck it. If mama cat wants them over here and Miss May does not want them over here, Miss May can come fucking get them. I'm like, I'm not arguing with mama cat when she wants her babies in a certain place. So she had the babies up there probably about a week or so. And then she moves them again. Fucking unreal. But I don't need to be yelled at by some little old lady. I mean, Miss May is usually very sweet, but that came out of nowhere, accusing me of stealing her cat. I'm like, what? Fuck off, you know? Fuck you, TG. I don't want to imagine if they were real. God, how annoying. Oh, so tired. And I haven't even felt well enough to be able to moderate. I mean, I held out last night late, like an hour and a half or something. But I tried moderating Monday night and I couldn't concentrate on keeping track of bids or even what the items were. I just because I haven't slept, my brain's not functioning correctly. So I had to stop and lay down. I literally had to leave and lay down. And I feel bad because, I told Kim that I would mod for her and just not feeling well enough to do it. But last night I jumped in for a little while and moderated as best I could. But I would rather disappoint and not be able to moderate than to screw things up by trying to moderate when I am unable to do so. You know what I mean? You went auction free last night? Yeah. Well, all I know is that people who are selling had to ante up with the starting bid or the buy it now price right away. Either that needs to be the first thing that's said, or it needs to be the first thing that's said after they tell you what the item is, or at least hold it up so you can see it and put it in the chat. Because one, nobody can bid on shit if they don't have a price to go by, and two, as a moderator, I put in the description of something. I cannot hit enter if I do not have a starting bid. So I am stuck. I can't answer questions. I can't type anything else unless I backspace all that shit. Go, okay, do you have a starting bid? You know what I mean? And when a seller sits there going, well, hold on, I want to talk about it for a minute. No, I don't care if you want to talk. You can talk about it until you turn blue. Just give me the fucking starting price first. Ugh. You know? What were you, TG, the cricket? Oh, one of the donkey children. So it's now Kim and April and Tania have all gotten really good at giving the starting bid right away. Sometimes Kim forgets, but she's like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna start it." Da, da, da. So she gets it there, but sometimes, I mean, when you get new people that aren't used to selling, they it's not something that they remember right away, so you have to remind them. And but them telling you, "Hold on, I want to talk about it." No, because while you're talking about it, people can be deciding whether they want it, but they don't know until they know how much you're selling it for. Just give me the fucking starting price so I can sit here and watch. Be kind to your mod. I don't know. Do you think I should do one of those things like what Wes does when he says, "Be kind to your mod, buy him a coffee or whatever," and puts in the PayPal link? I've never done that, but I don't know if anybody ever actually does that. But like, if anybody ever uses the PayPal thing, I know a couple of people that have done it, but yeah, right. Buy Kodi ramen noodles. I actually told my mom not to get me potato chips this week. Um, I'm starting to feel the fluid retention from the salt, so I'm gonna take a break from the potato chips. See if moving is a little easier. Oh, there you go, Bobby. Hi, my Wendy. Sorry I didn't make your live, Wendy. I laid down. I shut everything down and laid down like maybe 10 minutes before you went live. So tell my favorite little Brit that I'm sorry I missed her. Okay, Bobby, I'm not going to be going for too long. I need to try and get some sleep. I mean, this has been my goal since Thursday is to get sleep, and it's. I mean, shit, if I slept for a whole hour straight, I wouldn't know what to do with myself. I'd be so happy. This 30 minutes at a time shit's got to go. And for some reason, the cats are not helping. I don't know why all of a sudden they have gotten so damn affectionate, but I'll be sleeping. The next thing I know, Onyx is freaking headbutting me, and meowing in my face. I'm like, what the hell? Or Marty is like laying on my hand. I'm like, get your fat ass off of me. Yeah, I have no idea what's going on, but it's like a conspiracy for me not to sleep. I'm like, if I don't sleep, I'm not feeding you. Go away. I love her too. Wow, I am like the living dead right now. I'm just like, bleh. Sorry, guys. Not the lovely bit of sunshine that you're used to. By the way, thank goodness, finally, the Aussie people told Victoria that she was doing a horrible job with the Aussie accent. Oh, aw. Yeah, really. I don't know where Victoria is going with that. I don't get. She's obviously never watched Crocodile Dundee or The Crocodile Hunter. Um, I don't get it. I mean, just about everybody on the planet can say "crikey," you know. Yeah, be saying anal in Aussie. That wasn't even close. I don't know what the hell that was, but she has fun with it though. So but still, man, my ears were hurting this morning. She's like, oh, I lost the Australian. I'm sitting there going, honey, you never had the Australian. What are you talking about? That is not it. She does have fun though. But I believe in honesty. So, I mean, if people think I'm being mean to her, I'm sorry. But she's not doing Australian or really British. So I got to be honest with her. I'm not going to build up this bubble of illusion that she's like a master accent mimicker, you know? She's not. Although her southern is good. The Southern Belle thing, she does that well. And that time she said the names or said the words in Italian, she did that really well. But her British and Australian, she just needs to stop. I love the comedian Fluffy. Not the fucknut that's in Scotland, but the comedian Fluffy, the one true Fluffy. I love when he mimics the crocodile hunter. He's like, "Oi, there's a tiger. Crikey, I'm gonna poke it with a stick." And then he's like, "Rah!" And it's angry. It's angry. I love that. It's so funny. Fluffy is a riot, and I don't know if he's done any new routines that are on anything, on any kind of streaming, because I don't have anything except Amazon. But I loved watching his comedy routines. He's so funny. Because that was the crocodile. I mean, he'd see some dangerous thing and he'd be like, "Let's go touch it," you know. Yeah, no, her practicing is not making anything perfect. Oh, come on, TG. You're from the UK. You know her British accent sucks butt. Okay. And I know there are a lot of different accents, just like, here in the United States, with different parts of the US. But Victoria's British accent doesn't match any of them. I Okay, Dibble, go feed Goose Dad. I was watching Russell Howard. I love Russell Howard. For anybody who doesn't know who Russell Howard is, he is a British comedian, and he's funny as fuck. And he had a guest comedian on who was not funny. I actually am shocked that if they had forewarning of what his routine was going to be, that they actually let him up there, because he said he's like, you know what hasn't been the same since COVID? Terrorism. It's like they just kind of stopped. What the hell? And I'm like sitting there going, seriously? You're making light of terrorism now? Yeah, his whole routine was on thinking back on terrorism with nostalgia. What the fuck? Thousands, millions of people have died because of terrorist attacks. Hello. It's not really something that, I mean, making fun of the terrorists is one thing, but he was more like making light of there not being any terrorist attacks. I'm like, that's fucking ridiculous. I'm like, what the hell? Yeah, I was just like, oh my god, really? It was not funny in any way, shape, or form. It was actually pretty offensive to anybody that has been affected by terrorism anywhere. Um, yeah, I was like, what? I would yeah, not watch any of his videos independently. But Russell Howard is funny and has never done something like that. He'll make fun of the terrorists themselves, but this guy just like he is not. I mean, he was shining terrorism in a positive light, and there's nothing ever positive about terrorism. I'm like, he was like, you know what the bad thing about terrorism is? I'm like, it's terrorism. That's what's bad. The fuck? He's like, it's just like they kind of gave up. I'm like, what? No. I was completely shocked that they actually allowed that. You know what I mean? But showing any kind of terrorism in a positive light is wrong on every level possible. And it should not be tolerated. Dun, dun, dun. I need sleep. I need so much sleep. And Jennifer put a video up. Opening a $9.99 jewelry bag. Nice. That was an hour ago. She posted that. Just Sandy is live. She spelled finishing wrong. Finishing Sugilite pendant. Nice. You do not need chocolate cake. I thought you were on a diet. I have chocolate cake in my freezer. I have one of those Entman's. I think it's Entman's chocolate cakes, chocolate layer cakes in my freezer. See, my mom gets me stuff like that. She doesn't realize, one, I mean, I can't cut frozen cake because my hands just won't do it. So I would have to take the entire cake out and thaw it. And in order for me to eat it, I got to transport it into my room. And I can't do that if I'm getting regular food. I can't do both. So I can either have cake or I can have actual food. And I usually opt for actual food because it is a little more nutritious for me. So that's why it's still in my freezer untouched. And she'll be like, "You haven't eaten your cake yet." I'm like, "Well, if I take it out of the freezer, I'm gonna have to eat the whole thing, like, a piece a day or whatever until it's gone." And I'm not just not. I don't eat that many sweets. Ironically enough, for a fat girl, I do not eat that many sweets. I mean, I got a whole jar of peanut M&Ms sitting here that I've had for a couple of months now. It's not even halfway gone. Every couple of days, I'll grab a handful of them and I'll eat them, and then I'm good, and put them down again for another couple of days. So Talon went to grab one of the. I have a box of Pillsbury individually wrapped. They're like the little tiny bite-sized cookies, and there's like, I don't know, 5 or 6 of them in a little bag. And I have a box of them. I gave some of them to my mom to give to the grandkids, but I still had like a dozen or so left in the box. Talon spotted that box and reached in, grabbed one bag, looked at his mother, and she went, "No, you know that you're supposed to be eating healthy." And he kind of went, "Oh," when he put it back, and I was like, "Hey, kid, if it was up to me, I'd let you have one." Like, but, and I would have. I mean, ever since she moved in with Jeremiah, he's got her eating healthier. How the hell she's getting fatter, I don't know, but she from the last time I saw her, she was looking a little thinner. This time, not so much. So she has obviously been cheating when she's not at home. But Jeremiah eats a healthier diet because he's got colitis, intestinal colitis or whatever. So he has to be really careful about the foods he eats because they can cause him to have serious health issues. Um, so he immediately got her and Talon eating more healthy, and apparently he's very strict about them cheating on the diet or eating anything they're not supposed to. I don't know. It seems a little controlling to me, but hey, whatever works for her. She has to have a man in her life, so this works. Um, Talon is a skinny little thing. He could use the calories. He's hyper. He could definitely burn those calories off without problem. But I'm glad, given the fact that she had him eating so unhealthy when he was here, that he is on a healthier regimen than he was. I mean, that she was giving him cookies for breakfast. She was stopping at the store on the way to school to get him candy. Yeah, no. No, that's not what you do. So he was getting into trouble in school because he's bouncing off the ceiling. And I'm like, well, stop giving him candy in the morning. The hell? When I could, I would get up early and make him something like eggs for breakfast or whatever. he wouldn't eat her eggs, her scrambled eggs, because they were icky. Because yes, the girl could even fuck up scrambled eggs. But he liked Auntie's scrambled eggs. So whenever I could, I tried to make him something a little more nutritious than cookies for breakfast. So I mean, I'm glad he's eating healthier. It's better for him. But she should have let him have the cookies, you know? And I haven't gotten to see him in forever. I want to give him cookies. I'll give him damn cookies. I'm the auntie. I'm supposed to spoil him. But he put them back. And actually did not whine about it or complain about it or anything. He's getting so big. But oh my god, he looks so cute in his football uniform. I wish I got a picture of him, but I didn't. John would have been proud of him. John used to play football when he was in school. So seeing the Richardson name on the back of his jersey would have made John really happy. And Talon picked out the number 24, which for some reason Issa keeps associating with Jeff Gordon. Jeff Gordon's a tool, man. I can't stand that guy. But 24 was a number that John used to favor a lot, which is ironic because Talon was too young to know that. Numbers really never came up after Talon was born, really. That was a before thing. Whenever we did anything that John needed to pick a number, he would pick either 42 or 24 because 24 was 42 reversed. So the fact that Talon picked 24 was kind of cool. So Talon's football jersey is number 24. He looked like a bobblehead, though. His helmet's so big. It's so cute. I'm proud of him, though. He's having a good time. He's doing well. He's doing well in school. I'm very proud of him. Oh, my God. Okay, I think I'm going to end it, guys. I can't sit here any longer. I've also, from the coughing, strained my back and almost falling. Well, I did fall technically twice, but fell onto the bed instead of the other way. Has not done my back much good either, so sitting here is really painful. But hopefully my breathing will get a little better and I'll get some sleep, be able to do a damn sale. To those that I have to get packages shipped out, hopefully my mom will be able to come tomorrow and I'll be able to get my labels done and get that process moving. Seems the grandchildren are causing a lot of issues lately. So I don't know how long she'll be able to stay, but hopefully long enough for me to get my labels done. But I love you guys. Thanks for coming and hanging out with me. Appreciate it. I hope everybody has a much better fucking day than I'm been having. Move this thing out of my way. There we go. All right, everybody. Have a great day. If you got links to drop, go ahead and drop them. I know they're going to be announcing the people that are in the auction, the family reseller auction. And they're going to be announcing that soon. Which means I also have to get my button gear to get ready for that too. Yeah, I'm trying, TG. But yeah, keep an eye out for that. Robin will have a commercial coming out or a video out on when that'll be. The announcement will be. And what else? Angels Auction is tonight, I believe. Still, I saw that advertised. I don't know what else. I haven't been able to really keep track of YouTube stuff. But my ass is gonna lay down and try and get some sleep. The cats are sleeping. The dog's good. We're all good. Maybe I'll actually get some rest. Wish me luck. Have a good one, everybody. Thanks for coming and playing. Love you guys. Bye.